Greetings from Athenathewitch13. I hope everyone out there is doing well today. And I wanted to come on here because some of you may have seen me on actually Facebook with my recordings. I wanted to captivate more people, and I was hoping that this would be the place to do it. Um, I come on to you and I'll give you a little bit of my history so you know who I am and what I do. As you can see, I'm a crone. I've been in the craft for many years. Um, I guess I was a witch and didn't even know I was a witch because I was doing witchy things as a child because my grandmother and my mother and my aunt were doing them. And as I started to gain more understanding, and it was probably around the age when I was about 9, 10, I started to ask questions. And I would go to the library after school and get my hands on any book I could to find out anything about the craft. My grandmother did talk to me about what they did, and I realized that what was natural to me, to my family, was not natural to my friends and their family. Not that my family did anything crazy, but it was different. It was very different, and my grandmother and my mother, my aunt, they come from the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia. And back in those days, they couldn't afford a doctor, and a doctor was hard to come by. So they actually, took herbs and did things to prevent disease, to heal what was ailing, and help their neighbors. They also were kind of like midwives. They, reached out and helped deliver babies. And so that's, where I got all, for the most part, a view of what was different. Okay. Um, so from there, as I was growing up, I had an older sister, Mary. She's no longer here, but she also was very intuitive. And I think that we all psychic, to be honest with you. Um, it's just that when we're children, if your family allows you to believe in the craft, in the other world, as some people put it, um, then you will grow with it. But if you're told as a young child that's gibberish, stop talking like that, they're going to put you away. Well, guess what? You're going to tune off your psychic abilities. Okay. So that's a given. But I was never told it's nonsense. Instead, I was encouraged to interpret my dreams, to talk about them. I had an imaginary friend when I was small. And basically, for me, that was normal. Uh, Not everybody, goes that route, but I did. And his name was Johnny. And after a while, it got a little bit, weird because I started taking him with me, so to speak, everywhere I went and setting the plate at the table for him. And family got a little tired of it. So Johnny was sent on his way by my mother. And that was a sad day for me because there was an age difference between my sister and I of 8 years. So I felt like an only child, and he was my friend. Okay, I took him everywhere with me. So when my mother sent him off, I had a difficult time. I thought she was mean. Why would you do that? He was my friend, you know. Sometimes I still see him in my mind side, my third eye here. With a smile, brings me back to those good old days. So, yeah. So yeah, as a kid, I've had psychic dreams. Some were pleasant, some were not so pleasant, but I always had my grandmother and my mother there to explain them to me. So, and even my sister. See, I'm a good receiver. I'm not too good at interpreting. My sister was very good at that. And so we shared a lot of things in common. Actually, my sister was the first one who introduced me to tarot cards. I used to see my mother and my grandmother, my aunt playing regular card deck, and I didn't know, what they were doing. And I would ask my sister, and she says, they're telling the future. I said, from cards? She says, absolutely. And then years later, I bought my first tarot deck, the Rider-Waite deck, and loved it. Okay. And I've been a tarot reader, interpreter ever since. Now, funny as it may, I can interpret other people's tarot card readings. Not so much myself, but I do a very good job at interpreting other people's readings. The reason why I'm coming to you is also because I live in an area where there's really not too many witches. And if there are, I don't know any of them. I put some feelers out there, and I'm from New Jersey. And I believe there is one witch about maybe 6 towns away from me. And so I do, talk to her from time to time, but that's really about it. I was hoping to meet more witches so that we could share in common our beliefs, our craft, and our practices, and get together maybe, from the Sabbaths and celebrate. And I can do that because I have a big yard now. So I really like that. What else can I tell you about myself other than I am a wife, a mother of 4 children. One of my children is deceased, my son. I'm a grandmother of 8, and I'm a nurse. I'm a hospice nurse. And it's a very rewarding profession. I get to help those who are transitioning out of this plane, this earth school. And way back when I first became a nurse, I was in OBGYN, so I ushered in life, and now I usher it out, so to speak. I help people with their transition, and it's, like I said, very humbling, very rewarding. And we help the families. We support the families who, during that time, are very needy and overwhelmed emotionally. They are losing a family member, someone dear to them, or a child. So, and with that comes a lot of energy, you know. So I always make it a rule to, when I finish my day's work, as you can see, this is my witchy room. This is where I come. And you always want to cleanse yourself. You're out there and you're in with a lot of different people who have different energies all around them. And so, it's very good practice to cleanse yourself and remove all that energy so that you can be whole yourself. Okay. So basically, if you have any questions out there, I am eager to answer whatever you might be curious about. I come to my witchy room because, some people, when they have to unwind, okay, they can drink, do drugs. No, me, it's my witchy room. This is where I come to relax. I have my black cat here, whose name is Misty, and this is her permanent home. She loves this room. I have 3 dogs, labs, and two are yellow labs. One is Murphy, the male, and the other one is Molly, the female. Murphy is going on 8 and Molly's 5. And then we have a new one, a black lab, and her name is Maggie May, and she's going on 7 months. Okay. So basically, I surround myself with my husband when I come home, and my animals, I call them my fur babies, and they bring me a lot of comfort. You know, being a hospice nurse can be very stressful. And so when I come home, I like to unwind, and this is my room to do it. Okay, I'm surrounded by all of my artifacts, my candles, my books, my statues, my herbs. I just love it here. It's very relaxing, and I would love to know what you do. What do you do to relax? Okay, let me know. Jot me down a line and tell me what you do. Tell me if you're interested in the craft. Tell me what you know about the craft. I'm open to all questions. I love to share my knowledge, and I love to learn from other witches as well. I would tell you that there are books that I started out reading a long time ago. As I said, I've been a witch for so long. I'm going to be 70 years old. I can't believe it. But besides that, you know, you don't need a lot of books to learn the craft. Books are good because knowledge is good, and you get that from the books. But I surround myself with a lot of books because I'm a bookworm. I love to read. Okay. And even though some books can be somewhat repetitive, there is usually a couple of twists in there that are different. Okay. And it makes you think of how to do things differently. And I always say, young people love to start the spells because that's what attracts them. But there's so much more involved. You know, a good solid base in the craft is what is needed first. Because just like anything else, you have to know what you're doing. All right. Once you've acquired the knowledge and you feel that you're ready, then by all means, look and see what type of spells you want to do. People have asked me, do I do spell for other people? And the answer is no. And the reason is because I believe that someone should actually do the spell themselves, because it's all that power and that intent that you want to bring forth. And who better to do that than yourself? Okay. I will give you the tools. I will tell you how to do it. Okay. What to say. But end of the day, it's up to you. And of course, you know, you can substitute. You don't have to go by what a book says. You know, you read the book and you go, oh, well, it's this ingredient, that ingredient. I don't have this, and so it's not worth doing. No. Check your cupboard in the kitchen. You probably have a lot of herbs: basil, thyme, rosemary, okay, mint, cinnamon, okay, garlic, pepper. All of those good things, they're in your kitchen, which you use when you cook. So you're actually cooking with witchy love, okay, and making your meals that much better and tastier and witchier. Okay, you didn't even know that, I guess. But yeah, look first in your cupboard. When I started out, I didn't have all of the herbs that I needed, so that's what I did, you know. Now, of course, it's different because I've been practicing for a very long time, and I will buy what I need from time to time. I, run down on this, and so I'll order it again. But I also have a garden, and so I cultivate and raise a lot of herbs myself, which is very good. But you can always substitute. Make it your own. right? I always say, do you, okay? Do what works for you, okay? Um, Sometimes in a spell, I will not use mugwort, okay? I'll substitute it for another herb, and that may be different than what's in the book, but then I know that this is a feeling that I'm getting. This is what I should be doing. So why don't you let me know, okay? Um, what is it that you like to do? Do you like buying your herbs? Um, or do you like uh, raising your herbs in a garden? Or if you don't have a garden and you live in an apartment, you could always buy some, plant bowls and dirt, potting dirt and seeds, and with a little water, love, and sunshine, you start growing your herbs for yourself. Um, so there's that aspect of it. Besides that, going back to the books, okay, like I said, I have a lot of artifacts here. Do you need all of this? No, you don't need all of this. You don't. Why do I have it? Because it makes me feel whole, comfortable, relaxed. And that's me. May not do that for you. I don't know. That's up to you. Everyone is different. For example, you can make your own wand. Okay. I go out in my backyard, and a lot of times I find branches galore, and then I look to see what I can make out of any of them, and I'll use them. But, and if you can't afford a wand and you don't have a backyard with branches, well, there's a walk in the forest. um, or guess what? This is a good wand. Okay. As far as the themi and other tools of the trade, I use all of my utensils that I have that are kitchen utensils, but I only use them to do my spells. So, what kind of spells do you like to do? Let's see. So, beginners, it's always good to know what you're doing, as I said, and also start with meditation. You know, um, I know some people say, "Oh, I can't do meditation. It doesn't work for me. My mind is all over the place." But the more you do it at little increments at a time, um, it becomes something that you feel that you need after a while. And anything you do 30 times sequentially, okay, consistently, um, becomes a habit. Okay. So let's see. The other thing is, in my room, like I said, I have a lot of books. And one book that I like and I recommend a lot of is this one here. I don't know if you can see it. It's The Wicca Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. Now, if you're a beginner, this is really a good book to start with. And as you go further, there are other books. There's books, for example, now, these two books that I'm going to show you are Wicca books, okay? This is Buckland, Book of Spirit Communication, Raymond Buckland. You can see it, okay? Very interesting book, I have to say. And this one is the book on the complete Buckland book on witchcraft. Now, I read all kinds of books, okay, in the craft. Now, you may think I'm Wiccan, but I'm really not. I'm more pagan than anything else. If I had to label myself, I would say that I'm a solitary witch because I practice on my own. I'm Christian, and I know a lot of people do a double take. How can you be Christian and be a witch? Oh, you can. And then you have witches that are Jewish. You have witches that are Asian. You have witches that are from West India. You have witches from the Muslim countries. So, yeah, you can. Now, for me, I was raised Catholic, okay? And I turned away from the faith a long time ago. I was in my teen years. And um, the reason being, well, there were many reasons, but there was one in particular that really pushed it for me. And that was if you died by suicide, you were not allowed to have a priest come to your wake. You were not allowed a burial in a Catholic cemetery. You were shunned. You were rejected. You were an outcast. God doesn't outcast you. My God is a loving God, androgynous, male, female. Okay? I'm his child. I'm a spark. I came from him, her. Okay? And my God would never do that to me. My God would open his or her arms and embrace me and say, come home where you are loved and cared for. So, see, the Catholic faith to me was conditional love, not unconditional love like God. So, while I threw out the bathwater, I didn't throw out the baby, meaning I left the church, but I kept God. I kept the triune God, God the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Okay? I bow to no one but the triune God. I invoke the saints, the angels, and my guardian angels who are with me from day one, who were assigned to me and will be with me till the end. I honor the Blessed Mother because she's my mother. She's my go-to. She understands all the pains and sufferings that we women, we mothers go through with our children. And she's there as a comfort, as saying, you can do this. Everything's going to be okay. You know, it amazes me that the Catholic faith can project so much of supposedly their charitable love, and yet when I asked a priest to come and see a patient of mine who was dying of brain cancer, he said, well, she's not a parishioner, so I can't come. Well, you know, not all priests are like that. Okay, I want you to know that. They're a loving and caring priest. But when you run into someone like that, or someone who says, you know, they're not a parishioner, therefore I don't have time for them, I don't think Jesus said that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't say that. So that's why I left the church. I'm a pagan. My church is nature. You know, I feel so revived walking in nature, and it relaxes me, and I communicate with nature. You know, even the trees, I'll hug a tree and feel so re-energized after a hard day. Sometimes, you know, you just need that hug. Well, my husband hugs me too, but the tree does also. If I need anything from the tree or my plants outside, I always ask permission first. I mean, I usually take what falls onto the ground. I don't think I've ever plucked anything, but if I was going to, I would ask permission and say, you know, I want to do this spell and I need this particular item. Is it okay to have it? And I usually feel a voice inside of me that says, yes, you may. and then I'll thank it and hug it. Okay. Just like I have deities. I have Athena. She's one of my deities. I have Hecate, and I have the Morgan. Now, the Morgan has not really come to me yet. She may not. She's very choosy and picky on who she wants to be with. So let me know, for example, if you have any deities, or do you belong to one particular faith? And are you out there as a witch? Are you not afraid to say you're a witch, or are you a witch in the closet? And I'm a true believer that if you're in the closet and you don't want to come out, then don't. Okay. And no one should force you out. That is up to you. When you're ready, then you do it. So, yeah, that's my belief on that. I have other books that I want to show you. This one in particular, I think this is a very good book for a solitary witch. Okay. It's by Silver Raven Wolf. Okay. The Solitary Witch. A lot of good information and material here. There's another one. Let's see. The Witch Book, the Encyclopedia, okay, which is a very useful book for beginners as well, and in between, has a lot of information. And then there's The Spiral Dance. Now, this is really a good read, okay? It's Starhawk, okay? And she's a priestess in the Wicca tradition, okay? Like I said, I don't follow Wicca, but I have nothing against Wicca, okay? I think it's a wonderful belief system, religion. It's just not mine, okay? But I take some things from there, and I will incorporate it in my practice, So you might call me a cafeteria Wicca, because I take what I like, what resonates with me, and I leave what I don't resonate with. Okay, so that's that. And you should do that with anything that you come in contact with that resonates with you, because that means it's for you to use. Okay. This is for the younger generation. If you can see that, the Cauldron, Magical Cauldron. Again, it's also by Silver Raven Wolf. Okay. Very good for beginners. And then she has the broomstick for the new witchcraft generation. Okay. I have so many books. I'm not going to overwhelm you with it. And you don't need all those books, like I said. You just need a solid base. And we witches are out there to help you get that. If you have any questions, if you're not sure about something, then, drop me a line, ask me a question, and I will answer you. I will either answer you privately if that's what you wish, or you can chat on here. That's fine too. Do I follow witches on YouTube? Yeah, I do. Actually, for a while now, I haven't seen one of my favorite witches. I think she stopped doing videos. Lady Grave Dancer, Tequila, and I liked Crescent Moon also, Rowan, Bewitched and Bemused, and Mama Squirrel. So these are witches that are so giving, impart all the wisdom, and they will answer you. They will help you. Now, I believe Lady Grave Dancer is no longer doing videos. She is investing in her business. I think she opened a shop or was trying to do that. So I wish her all the best, but I do miss her. I do. And so I hope that we can develop a relationship where you feel that you can open up to me and ask me questions, and we can, form a friendship that way and impart our knowledge. For those who are beginners, please, by all means, don't hold back. I'm here. So I will show you the next time my witchy room. Okay. And until then, brightest blessings and be kind to yourself. Okay. Bye bye now.